How was your day at work, honey? We've been missing you so much. Any plans on when you'll be coming home?
I'm really sorry, but I can't make it home tonight. You should go ahead and get some rest now.
Are you working late again tonight? I've noticed you haven't been getting much sleep lately. Are you sure it's all right to be at the office so late once more?
I'll be alright, don't worry. I have a ton of work that needs to get done tomorrow. So I've decided to stay at a hotel near the office tonight. It'll be easier for me to catch some sleep that way and be back to work fresh and early in the morning.
What about Harper's basketball game tomorrow? You're still planning on being there, right?
Oh, shoot. It totally slipped my mind. Is that tomorrow?
You promised Harper that you'd be there to cheer her on. Please don't break that promise. She's counting on you, and you can't let her down again.
I don't think I'll have much of a choice. Can you please apologize to her on my behalf?
You can't do this again. How many times is it now? This is becoming a pattern with you. You make promises to Harper, like being there for her school play, and then you cancel at the last minute. It's not fair to her. And it's not fair to me either.
I know. I feel awful about it too. I really can't make it tomorrow, though. Please let her know that I'm sincerely sorry.
Lately, all you seem to do is isolate yourself with work. We hardly get to see you anymore. Can you please make an effort to be home on Saturday? Can't someone else handle the workload just this once?
My company is smack in the middle of these intense business negotiations lately, and it's been consuming our focus day in and day out. I've been juggling a lot, and tomorrow is literally my only shot at getting my regular work done. Remember when I mentioned this to you? Well, here's the deal. One of my colleagues is giving it their all to snag the same promotion I've been eyeing. It's creating even more pressure on me. I'm telling you, I've never been busier in my life. I really need you to understand where I'm coming from on this. This colleague, the one you told me about before, is like my rival now. I can't afford to lose to him. If I take a day off amidst these crucial negotiations, it's almost guaranteed.
I want to talk to you about Harper. She's been incredibly dedicated to practicing for this game, and she's genuinely excited to demonstrate all the hard work she's invested. It's heartwarming to witness her enthusiasm. I can honestly say I've never seen her this excited about anything before. I don't think you fully grasp the impact it would have on her if you don't show up. It would be really disheartening, and she would feel let down.
I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Tell me, what do you expect me to do? I understand that Harper will have other games, but this promotion opportunity might be my only shot. I need to prioritize it. I promise. I'll make it up to her and be there for the next game without fail.
How many times have I heard that from you? Not once have you made it to any of her games. I get it. Work is important and all, but you've been neglecting your responsibilities to our family. You haven't shown up for a single school event. Not one game. It's like you don't even realize how much you mean to her. She needs to see that you're there for her, that you care. Can't you understand that? You should see how sad and lonely she gets when you're not around.
Can you please just stop? You're not helping matters by going on like this. The reason I'm putting in all this effort at work is to take care of both of us. The harder I work, the more money I bring in. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I get it. I know making progress in your career is important. What's the point if it means sacrificing time with the ones who mean the most? You're already earning enough to take care of us in your current position. So why push yourself so hard?
Whoa, hold up. Is that what you're trying to say? That all the work I'm putting in is just pointless? Let me remind you that our entire way of life, the money we have, the house we live in, it's all because of my job.
Don't try to deceive me. Your work is all about you, isn't it? It's about trying to climb the ladder and show off to everyone. It's got nothing to do with truly providing for me and Harper. If it did, you'd make an effort to be there with us. If you keep making your work the number one priority all the time, one day you'll wake up and realize just how distant you've become from your own family.
Distant? What are you talking about?
Do you even realize how Harper sees you as her parent? How can you expect her to feel any affection towards you when you constantly break her promises and never bother to be at home? If you keep going down this path, one day you'll wake up and realize that the bond between you has faded away. By then, it'll be too late to fix it. You'll see that the affection she has for you now won't be the same.
Wow. By your words, it sounds like you might not love me anymore either. What kind of cruel prediction is that?
It's because you hardly show any affection towards Harper. What do you expect? You've broken promise after promise, time and time again. At this rate, it's only natural that as she grows older, she won't feel a strong connection to you.
You're putting way too much pressure on our relationship, especially between me and Harper. This is just how fathers typically interact with their children, whether it's a son or a daughter. I know it might seem odd to you, but there have been plenty of times when I didn't have much of a connection with my own father either.
I get it. As adults, we naturally talk to our parents less when we have our own lives and families. But Harper is still young, and she doesn't understand why her own father shows so little interest in her. It's leaving her with the feeling that you don't truly love her. If things continue like this, the gap between you will only grow wider as she gets older. And it might happen sooner than you realize.
You could say that's a good thing, though. She needs to be independent someday.
Why are you so indifferent? Haven't you seen those stories about people passing away all alone because they're completely disconnected from their families? If you keep going down this path with Harper, you might end up in the same boat, left with no one by your side.
Oh, come on. That's a really dramatic conclusion to reach. And it'll never happen like that with me and Harper.
It's hard for me to grasp how you can believe that, especially when Harper is just 8 years old and you're already so distant. If things continue like this, in 10 years, she might not have any interest in you at all. How can you be okay with the idea of not having any kind of relationship with your own daughter?
Of course I'm not okay with that. I do want us to have a good relationship.
Really? If so, please think about what I've said. Think about your relationship with Harper and your behavior towards us as a family. I'm not at all saying that you should give up on your dreams and ambitions with your career. Please try to find a balance that allows you to spend a little time with Harper.
No, I understand. Maybe I have been a bit too single-minded about work. I promise I will make more of an effort to be there for Harper's games. I'll try to set aside more time to be with the two of you.
Thank you. I will tell Harper that you won't be able to make it to the game tomorrow morning. Would you at least mind calling her before the game to wish her luck? That way, she at least hears from you. But I know your encouragement would mean the world to her.
Yeah, I can do that. What the hell? Why are you blowing up my phone? I told you not to contact me while I'm at work. I'm in the middle of an important meeting.
I'm sorry, but it's an emergency. Something terrible happened. Harper was hurt in an accident. You need to come to the hospital right now.
What happened? Is she okay?
Someone on a bicycle ran into her.
Are you kidding me? It was just a bicycle accident? Don't contact me about this kind of thing unless it's serious.
But she was bleeding.
Yeah, that happens in minor accidents, the same as major ones. You are totally overreacting to a bicycle accident. These things happen.
I'm telling you, it wasn't just a bike accident. If you would just listen to me for a second, you need to come to the hospital.
I'm not leaving work for something as small as this. Do not bother me at work for this kind of thing. I have to go back to the meeting now. You can take care of this yourself.
No, wait. Please don't ignore me. You don't understand.
I'm finally done working for the day. I'm sorry about earlier. Like I said, I got your calls in the middle of an important meeting. I thought something major might have happened. I'm heading to the hospital now. How is Harper doing?
Don't bother coming. You've said and done enough. The last thing I want right now is to have to see your face.
Come on, don't be upset with me. Maybe I shouldn't have said what I did. But I've asked you not to bother me at work.
Yeah, right. I interrupted your big important meeting. Was it really so important?
It really was. That's why I got so angry. How far I can go in my career depends on the success of every business meeting.
Is it so impossible to put our daughter first? Even once?
What exactly would you have me do? Drop everything for every single phone call or text? Regardless of the time or of the situation? Should I have ignored a meeting that's critical to my career for the sake of a bike accident?
That's what I was trying to tell you. It wasn't just a bike accident. But your work takes priority even over our daughter's life, right?
Oh, please. Her life? You're blowing this way out of proportion.
Harper was seriously injured. She's in critical condition right now.
Wait, what do you mean she's in critical condition? You did say it was a bike accident, right?
She was hit by a road racing bike. Those things go just as fast as a car. She has a serious head injury from the crash. The doctors have her in the operating room right now. They don't know how long they will be with her. I asked you to come as fast as you could. You flat out refused to listen to a word I said.
No, this can't be real. This is some kind of sick joke, right? What about the basketball game?
The game ended a long time ago. And of course, you didn't call her. Just more broken promises. She waited all morning for you to call her.
Crap. I'm sorry. I forgot that I said I would call her.
That's all you can say? You forgot? You always forget. But I bet you never forget anything at work.
I got caught up in doing some work all night and didn't go to sleep until nearly dawn. I remembered at around 3 p.m. that I was supposed to call. Really, I meant to call her.
It's always the same with you. Always ready with a lame excuse. You refuse to see that it is Harper who gets hurt by all your cancellations and broken promises. She was fighting back tears when we left for the game.
I wanted to be there. I was planning on going to one of her basketball games as soon as I had a little free time.
Stop making excuses. It's your fault that she was in the accident in the first place.
Me? How is it my fault?
She wanted to make a stop on the way home after her game was over. She asked if we could go to the sweet shop near our house. The one with the locally made dark chocolate that you like?
I know it. But Harper doesn't really like most of what they have there. What did she want there?
She wanted for you to care about her. She wanted to buy you the chocolate that you love so that you would pay attention to her.
She wanted to go for me?
The accident happened on the way back home. If you had been to the game like you promised, she wouldn't have felt the need to try and buy your attention. That's all I can think about right now. She is hurt right now and wouldn't be if you had just kept your promise.
That's ridiculous. This has nothing to do with me. Why did you let her go to the sweet shop on her own? She's hurt because you weren't watching her like you should have.
I was walking behind her the whole time. Don't try and lecture me about something you didn't even see. The bike rode straight through a red light without ever slowing down. There was nothing that I could have done. Believe me, I wish there was. And let me guess. Next, we're going to say it was Harper's fault for wanting to go to the sweet shop in the first place.
You should have at least held her hand. Who lets a kid her age walk by themselves?
She's not a baby anymore. You might have noticed that if you had anything to do with raising her, and since you have never taken part in raising her, you don't get to say things like that to me.
She may not be a baby, but you should still be holding her hand and keeping her safe.
You do know that she is 8 years old now, right? We are well past the age where she needs her hand held all the time. She goes to school and walks home by herself. She rides her bike to her friend's house all the time. It's idiotic to say that she still needs her hand held all the time. It just shows how detached you really are from her life.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. I shouldn't be trying to put the blame on you. I'm just panicking.
Does panicking make it okay to accuse me of neglecting my daughter? I've heard that in situations just like this that people show their true nature. I guess now I know how you actually feel about me. I'm glad I finally understand. You want to relieve yourself of any blame by putting it all on me.
No, that's not it.
I don't believe you.
Have the doctors said anything else about Harper? Is she going to be okay? Hey, why aren't you responding? What happened? How is Harper? Any improvement?
What do you mean? You haven't had any interest in your family before this. Why would you suddenly care now? That's not true and you know it.
I've been so worried about her that I can barely focus on anything. I haven't been able to get any work done for the past 3 days.
Have you spoken to your parents in the last few days? Unlike you, they rushed to the hospital as soon as they could when they heard she was injured, and their home is further away from the hospital than your office is. Yet they still managed to beat you here.
I know. I was wrong. How many more times do you want to hear it? I didn't react when you slapped me because I know I deserved it.
Do you remember the looks on both of our parents' faces when you finally arrived? I hope their cold looks made you feel unwelcome. It was a relief when your mom and dad kicked you out of the room.
They just wanted me to give you some space and told me to try not to upset you for a little while. Dad said you were angry enough without me being in the room and to just let you be.
Your father said that, did he? If you had stayed in the room any longer, I don't think I would have been satisfied with just slapping you.
Look, I know you're upset with me, but please come back home. Let's talk about this in person. Besides, your parents' house is even further from the office. It would be easier for you to visit Harper if you came back home.
Absolutely not. I told you. Your face is the last thing I want to see right now. I can handle the commute from here.
But I can't take care of this house forever on my own. I don't know what I'm doing trying to take care of the house.
At a time like this, you're worried about who is going to take care of household chores? Surely you can manage to take care of things as simple as sweeping and laundry on your own. I can't believe this. I am so fed up with you.
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant that the house should be clean for when Harper comes home from the hospital.
As far as that goes, the state of the house doesn't matter. She's not going back there when she's released from the hospital. If you are worried about the house being dirty, you should probably learn how to take care of it yourself.
What? What do you mean Harper won't be returning here?
Harper woke up.
She did? That's great!
But she may never be fully healed. The doctor says she will likely have ongoing problems as the result of her injuries.
Ongoing problems? Like what?
She has a memory disorder now. She has lost all her memories of you.
Memories of me?
Yes, just you. She remembers who she is, who I am, and who her friends from school are.
She doesn't remember me at all? Absolutely nothing? But I'm her father.
That's true. Yet somehow her memories with you are the only ones that she can't seem to recall.
How could she forget me? How is that even possible?
I don't know how people's brains work, but according to the doctors, it does apparently happen sometimes. People lose specific memories while keeping others.
But the memories can return, right? There have to be cases where a person's memories come back after they lost them.
I have no idea. It could turn out to be a temporary thing, and her memories gradually return over time, or it could be this way for the rest of her life, and her memory never returns.
But this doesn't make sense. How can she only forget one person? Her own father?
Doctors say they can only guess, but I think it's because she's been hurt by you so many times. I think forgetting you is a way that Harper protected herself.
What the hell does that mean?
If she doesn't remember you, then she doesn't have to feel the pain of thinking that you don't care about her. She doesn't have to feel the hurt and sense of betrayal that your absence and broken promises cause. Yes, it means she loses her memories of you and won't feel any affection toward you. But she also doesn't have to deal with your rejection anymore.
Betrayal? Did I really hurt her as bad as that? To the point that she wanted to forget about me?
Honestly, I don't know. It's only a guess. But it is strange that, out of all the people she knows, you are the only one she forgot. To be honest, I wish I could forget about you too.
What are you saying? Please, don't joke like that. It's not funny.
Who said I was joking? I've already been in contact with an attorney. He's beginning the process of filing for a divorce.
Wait, now you want a divorce?
I can't do this anymore, Lucas. I can't even look at you anymore. Not without thinking about how Harper getting hurt in so many ways. The only feeling I have left for you is disgust.
I don't understand. You don't love me anymore?
I don't. And I can't continue living my life with you.
Please, don't say that. I can make it up to you. I'll be better than I have been. A better man, a better husband, a better father. I swear I will. I never should have left you and Harper alone so much. I realize that now.
How many times did I warn you this was coming? How many times did I beg you to see? You can say you're sorry until you're blue in the face. I don't believe you'll ever change. No matter what I said, you never listened. It's too late now.
This time is different. I can change.
I don't believe you. Harper and I will not be let down by you anymore.
Look, I understand how you feel, but divorce is not the answer. I don't want to live without you.
Whether it happens now or somewhere else down the line, it will happen. It would be impossible to fix this. We can't go back to being the family that we were before.
Our family will be torn apart.
That's not true. I don't feel any love for you anymore. Not after this. And to Harper, you're already just another stranger on the street. The family we were is gone.
Please, I'm begging you. Don't cut me out like this. Please don't kick me out of my own family.
You were the one that purposefully isolated yourself from our family and focused solely on work. If anyone cut you out of the family, it was you. The inevitable result of your decision to isolate yourself is that your child would forget you. I divorced him not long after that. Both his parents and mine supported me in the divorce, even though he fought me every step of the way. But eventually, our families were able to talk to him into seeing reason and agreeing to the divorce. I received child support money from him every month to help raise our daughter. I heard that ever since he started having to live alone, he hasn't been able to focus on his work at all. His work performance dropped drastically after he lost a fierce competition with his colleague. He fell into depression that started his life on a downward spiral. And he ended up leaving his career behind altogether. Just for Harper, she was released from the hospital and has recently been able to start walking to school on her own again. The doctors were worried that there may be damage to her brain that they weren't able to detect. But so far, she has had no problem returning to her studies. She smiles more and is livelier than she ever was before her accident. She has not mentioned or asked about her father even once. Either she simply doesn't remember, or she is trying not to remember him. It's impossible that she will never remember him at all. But as long as she is happy, that is all that matters to me. That's all I have ever wanted for her.